We are living in bodies that are bound by the stories of 1,000 years ago. Our parents, family of origin, friends, society, all have an influence on what we think about our gender and sex, and how we love one another. We share in a repeating story passed through 30 generations, telling us about how and when and why we fall in love. And our identities are generated around how we feel about this. Every love, every feeling stamps upon our culture and us an experience. And adding up the stories, they create a long line of assumptions about the other gender or the other race that we strive to untangle today. I want to see how much truth I can find if I travel far back in time. Because I think divisive language about gender and identity and how we regard each other has been formed long ago in our ideas about love, and the breaking apart of our male and female selves, and the putting back together of it all, which is why today we are talking and protesting and trying to listen to each other to put us back together. We have lived so long with a clear divide in identity between being a man and being a woman that our binary actions conceal a hidden wholeness. And around the 12th century, our culture invented a path to heal the competing sides of ourself, but with terrible and lasting effects. To tell the story, we reach back to the Middle Ages with the help of studies and theories by the anthropologist and Jungian psychologist Robert Johnson to see how the learn the lessons of the past thing works in mythology. This story was born not far from King Arthur in England. In the Romance languages of our hero's name, it means sadness. French, je suis triste, I am sad. Portuguese, estou triste. Italian, sono triste. So we have a young Tristan. And depending on where you tell the myth, his name could mean other things, maybe something more aggressive, because this story is trying to figure out who Tristan is. A young man who is at war with many things, and also sad. He is somehow cut off from his whole self, which he must learn to complete or make whole. This very old story is known as Tristan and Isolde. So immediately I think Tristan meets someone else called Isolde, and they become whole. And we just end it there, right? We all want someone to love us, and we find them, and we are in love, and the dials of fate turn. Poof, we are made whole. Love it. But when was the last time you tried to look to someone else to make yourself whole? Tristan grew up without a mother and a father. And because this is not just one story, but a cycle of stories, a tradition of storytelling that continues through 1,000 years, let's call it a myth. Something that is true and not, or maybe unknowable. To have a father dying before you were even born, and a mother dying while giving birth to you, and these become symbols, metaphors, and they reverberate through the story. Tristan grows up, learns the use of a lance and a sword, a scutcheon and bow, how to leap, how to hate lies, keep his word, play the harp. And then he is abducted by Norwegian pirates. Now the sea, another symbol, forbids this action, swells itself against the pirate ship. Pirates respond by quickly finding Tristan a boat so he could escape. It's not enough just to live your life, but struggle comes and you find yourself changed. In Tristan's case, he doesn't change, but his environment does. He's now in Cornwall. and uses what he's learned about being a man and a favorite of their King Mark. Tristan now becomes the pirate. He crosses the sea to kill King Mark's adversary, the King of Ireland, but receives a poisonous wound. Tristan is an accomplished fighter. He's probably good at strategy, determination, assessment, assumption, aggression. His masculinity is out for all to see. But this is only the first few pages of the story. His real fight comes later, because we all have a feminine and a masculine, and losing sight of either results in imbalance for which someone has to pay. So here Tristan is wounded, and King Mark, from the text, bore him into a boat with neither sail nor oar, and Tristan wished that his harp only should be placed beside him, for sails he could not lift, nor oar ply, nor sword wield. The harp and sword are symbols here. One represents his attention in the past, and the other now in the boat. One his usual way of being in the world, the other vulnerable, feeling, open. Sometimes you just need to lie there with your harp. And the sea, again. The sea is his unconscious, taking him somewhere beyond his control. You'll never guess where. Back to Ireland. And who finds him but the daughter of the king who Tristan murdered? Her name, Iseult. Iseult the Fair is her full title, which is important to know because later Tristan will hook up with another person named Iseult. He has a type. The sea is a symbol for the unconscious, the searching for a whole soul. And for Tristan, he needed his harp, a symbol for his feminine virtues of relatedness, expression of feelings, vulnerability that might open a normal way of looking at oneself to a more complete picture of self. Tristan was not open to this. The last few times on the sea, his actions were surviving kidnapping and murdering a king. The sea is trying to show him something, but his masculine energy just finds a way to use it rather than relate to it. Tristan will find another way of finding wholeness, and he'll do it by using someone else. Now, Tristan has to tell a lie to the men on the island because, he was just there marauding and savaging. He tells them some story about escaping pirates. You know how you make up lies and that have some truth so you can feel better about telling them? Well, Iseult heals him, and he escapes back to Cornwall. But then a strand of Iseult's hair crosses the sea and blows through King Mark's window. King Mark, not married, sends Tristan, again, to Ireland to find Iseult. He fights a dragon to win her, but for King Mark, not himself. And when Iseult, healing him again from his dragon's wound, she recognizes his sword. She knows he is the one who killed her father. But he smooth talks her into leaving Ireland and going back with him to marry King Mark. Okay, so fate brings people into our lives, but here, this is too much. Again, Tristan is just acting based on the strategy of whatever will get me out of this and into that. And Iseult, will I be loved? Does he care about me? Am I first in his heart? And each one of these answers falls sort of hard on her heart, because each plea lies unfulfilled. No, you're not first in his heart, because he is here to take you to another. But wait, he told that beautiful story about the golden strand of hair propelled across the sea and through the castle window. No, I don't think I'll ever be loved. So as we meet Iseult, though she is not the actor or instigator, we see she is searching too. When the day of Iseult's livery to the lords of Cornwall drew near, her mother gathered herbs and flowers and roots and steeped them in wine and brewed a potion of might. and having done so, said apart to Brangien, Child, it is yours to go, Iseult, to King Mark's country, for you love her with a faithful love. Take then this pitcher, and remember well my words. Hide it so that no eye shall see, nor lip go near it. But when the wedding night has come, and that moment in which the wedded are left alone, pour this essenced wine into a cup, and offer it to King Mark and to Iseult the queen. Oh, take all care, my child, that they alone shall taste this brew. For this is its power. They who drink of it together love each other with their every single sense and with their every thought, forever, in life and in death. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They're on the boat. Someone gets thirsty. Some maid brings Iseult a pitcher of something. She drinks, hands it to Tristan. He drinks. Brangien came in upon them. She saw them gazing at each other in silence as though ravished and apart. She saw before them the pitcher standing there. She snatched it up and cast it into the shuddering sea and cried aloud, Cursed be the day I was born, and cursed the day that I first trod this deck. Iseult, my friend, and Tristan, you have drunk death together.